Hello everyone, I am Nuno the Second and today we are here for the pre-season testing for Season 5 as we currently find ourselves here at Interlagos, which will be the track where we're gonna have the opening round for this season. We're turning track from Season 2 actually, but yeah, so as we saw last season, we got none other than Sebastian Muller to take his world title. As we saw right here, he got 27 points, a gap to Emerson Gomez in the end. And as you can see, both of the top two drivers did manage to finish every single race in the podium, which was the first time we ever saw these two drivers being able to do it. And then we got Sven Halberg in third with 3 podiums and 2 race wins, and we got Gibson with doing a very solid job there last season in P4. Then we got Rory Vermeulen closing the top 5, as then we got Leon and Kivimaki tied on points, but Leon had the advantage on the finish position. I think the difference was in the P6 as yeah, Leon has 2 P6s and Kivimaki only has one. Yeah, then you got Ferenzi being the second best rookie there with 1 podium actually, which Leon and Kizimaki surprised he didn't got last season. As then we have Bulatov in P9 followed by Lewis. Then we got Suarez, Ziatek, and Will Maxwell. Then it's Sharvat, Nakano, Morelli, Lorenzo, and then Alvarez, who didn't really have a good season last time around. But yeah, then in the team standings last season, we got LSC once again taking yet another uh, world title, which was their fourth, just like Sebastian Muller. And then we got Full Force being able to secure that second place, and then NTH in third. Then you got Pool Blizzard winning the battle for P4 against LTE for the best junior team. As then we see FCR on that debut taking P6 ahead of Infinite Verse Racing Team. And then we got Beyond Racing in P8 followed then by VEO, who got themselves into last place there. So yeah, that's it for the little review from the last season. As we see right now, let's get ourselves into the brand new teams as we got Infinite Verse Racing Team who left this season as well as Beyond Racing. But we got 3 new teams which we will talk about them later on. But yeah, let's start then with the Constructors World Champions, then LSA, as Sebastian Muller surprises a lot by announcing his departure from LSA more towards the end of the season, and that huge left a huge gap to be filled, which will be filled by none other than Emerson Gomez, the man who took second place in the standings last season and also managed to finish every single race. As the Red Lion did saw that this would be uh, the best driver to replace Sebastian Muller then. So we got Gomez now already at 30 years of age, with then Gibson is 3 years younger than staying with the team now going for his third season. And yeah, he did a pretty good job last season before, and the team was pretty happy. And so yeah, not really much to complain. As then we go to Flow Force, and since Emerson Gomez left his team, they also needed to fill that gap there. As then we see here Sven Halberg who decided to move on from the Nordic Thunder to join the Flow Force, with then Carlos Young staying with the team as well, which will be now his second season for them. And so yeah, that's another interesting fact here. It's going to be another interesting team to see how can they do this time around. And so yeah, then for Nordic Thunder, since Halberg also left the team, we also have yet another seat ahead to be filled. So you can't see how much of a domino effect that Sebastian Muller created by leaving LSA. And so we see here now Patrick Ivimaki predictably getting himself promoted into the main team now, as he's going to be racing for Northern Thunder alongside Roy Vermeulen, who did beat him in the standings last time around. But when you look at each race between Kivimaki and Vermeulen, Kivimaki did manage to beat the Dutchman 5 times out of 8 races. So So yeah, it's gonna be maybe feisty between these two drivers to try and see who can set themselves as the number one driver. Hopefully, will that not slow them down or make them way too busy and cause them issues. But we will see then. As in, we go into the junior team, uh, which actually got two brand new drivers. One of them being Suarez, as Beyond Racing left the grid. He obviously was pretty much a free agent, and so Nordic Thunder took the opportunity to take him and put him into their junior team, which obviously does have much better facilities. And let's see what can they do here. What can the Argentinian do this season now? As he's still 22 years old, and so yeah, still pretty young. We also got a brand new driver as well. One of the rookies for this season. We got then Soren Frederiksen from Denmark, as he's also only 19. And he's quite a big promise here for this season. Should be very exciting to see what can he do. And yeah, so that's what we can say about Blue Blizzard, as they're obviously gonna try and stay as the best junior team for this season. As then we got LTE, which is the only team which will keep both of their drivers. You got here Roman Sharvat, who didn't really had the best of seasons last time around, to be honest. But yeah, let's see. He's gonna try and beat Ferenczi this season, who obviously would have done the same that Zitek did, which was leaving the team after they saw LSA replacing one of their drivers with someone from the outside and not from the junior team. But Ferenczi does know that you cannot really compare to someone like Gomez yet, so he's gonna try to get closer, at least to get closer to the drivers from the main team. And so, yeah, it should be interesting. But yeah, Roman Sharvat also does have something to prove here, as last season was absolutely beaten by the Hungarian rookie last season, and so he wants to really put himself up there. And yeah, let's see how can he do it, if he's gonna have a chance or not, or if he can climb back. As then we go into FCR, who only finished P6 on their debut season, and this was the team that Sebastian Muller decided to choose. It's Fox and Goose Racing then. And it's gonna be interesting. He was quite aware that they would not really be the best team, but he did saw that there's quite a lot of investment coming into this team. They really here to take him seriously, to take this series serious, and yeah, pretty much what they needed now was a fast driver that could take them into the top, and yeah, there's definitely no one better than Sebastian Muller in order to do that, as he's currently at 33 years of age. He's actually the second oldest driver currently on the grid, and yeah, there's should be interesting. What can he do? Can he prove that it's him making the difference, or if it's just the team, the LSA, that was giving him the race wins and the titles, of course. So should be interesting. But I think he wanted the challenge. He got 4 world titles and 4 constructors for LSA, so he pretty much won everything that he could have won. And so I think going for a different challenge would be interesting. And I guess FCR does make sense because they are a brand new team, but they're not going to be uh, always at the back pretty much, because they are really having a lot of investment coming in, and they definitely want to challenge the more established teams. And yeah, so let's see what can FCR do this season, as they also gonna be having Victor Lewis, who got then promoted from the junior team, as he actually beat both of the senior drivers from last season, both Zitek and Maxwell, and then to do that on his rookie season is actually quite impressive, as it was actually the only driver to do so. And so yeah, very interesting driver that we got here. Is he going to be driving then alongside the 4 times world champion? Hopefully that doesn't give him way too much pressure, and if he can actually drive and also learn from the 4 times world champion as well. And so yeah, let's see then. As then we got the junior team, Lupe Elka. We got Santiago Alvarez, who did surprisingly kept his seat after not really the greatest of seasons. He was actually the driver in last place, but let's see what can he do this time around. He's going to be driving alongside yet another rookie, which will be Roman Grenier from France, as he's currently just 20 years old. But let's see if he can beat the Mexican driver because yeah, Alvarez was last place last season, and yeah, if FCA wants to take this seriously, they also need to have a strong junior team. And so let's see what can this junior team do. As now we got ourselves into the unknown territory with the brand new team is joining into this season. As the first one will be the one that bought Infinite Verse Racing Team, which will be Lynx Racing. We'll be counting on Genki Nakano was driving for Blue Blizzard last season. It was kind of weird because he was already quite a little bit too old to drive for the junior team, but yeah, now he's driving for the senior team here, but though they might be looking to be more towards the back. But let's see what can Genki Nakano do for them, as he has some experience in this series and he might be able to give this team some nice knowledge. As then we got another rookie this season. Just like the team is Portuguese, the driver is also Portuguese. We got Diogo Ribeiro. Then, when he's just 20 years old. But yeah, this is the driver that Lynx Racing is betting on pretty much. Portuguese team, Portuguese driver. There's obviously some national pride in there, and let's see what can the Portuguese driver do then this season. As in, you got Heritage Performance, a team from Russia, and they obviously had to hire a Russian driver here, Ivan Bulatov, who was racing for Infinite Verse Racing Team. Obviously, he was pretty much a free agent after his team left, so yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what can Bulatov now do. As yeah, it's interesting. He got himself out of the LTE, and now he's trying to crave his own path and see how far can he go. As he's going to be driving alongside William Maxwell. I'm trying to find. I think he's a little bit behind. Yeah, there he is now. The English driver, then currently 31 years old. He's one of the oldest drivers on the grid. But let's see what can he do this season. As last season wasn't really the greatest. He didn't start it that bad, to be honest. He was beating Zitek at some point. But then later on he just didn't quite went well. But let's see then what can the English driver do this season and for this brand new team. As in, to end off the teams here, we got then Racing Team Turkey, which yeah, obviously Turkish team they will be driving with two Turkish drivers, which does leave the paddock a little bit concerned because last time we saw something like this was with Matthias Racing, where we have a Norwegian team with two Norwegian drivers, and usually those two drivers weren't really the most experienced, and these ones are sort of the same. We do see Sahin does have some experience, as he's actually the oldest driver on the grid with 36 years old, and then we got also Dogan, also with some experience, with 28 years old. But let's see if they can also have the speed as well, because it's also convenient. It's not just about the experience, but also having the speed and how can they adapt to these cars, because they are very different from what they are used to race. So yeah, let's see if they can really adapt to these cars or not. And so that's it for the teams. We still have certain other things to talk about, but first let me just show you then how does the grid look like on this image right here. If you want to pause to just remember who are the drivers on each team and their ages and the countries as well. If you want to see, maybe you have a driver from your country you might want to support in this series, and if you want, maybe you can write in the comments who has been your favorite driver so far, and who are you rooting for in this season. Also, which team are you rooting for as well? Could be interesting to see some engagement in this series as well. But yeah, that's it then. As then we got also the calendar to talk about. As we saw, we are here in Interlagos, which will be the opening round. As for the first time, actually, there's not really a theme for this season. First season was like the Origin. Then we got the second season being the American Asian Tour. And then we got the Street Circuit Tour. And then last season it was the European Tour. But this time it's going to be an actual world championship, kind of just like in the first season. As you can see right here, we're gonna start in South America here in Interlagos in Brazil, and then we got Bahrain for the second round. Then we got the Le Mans double header, as we're gonna first race on the main circuit, and then we're gonna be racing at the Bugatti layout. As then we got a Nürburgring Nordschleife double header as well. We're gonna start with the GP layout in Nürburgring, and then we're gonna go towards Nordschleife for the next round. And then we're gonna move into Dutchland to race in, to the Netherlands. As we're going to be racing in the circuit of Assen, and then we're gonna move ourselves towards Sochi, which was the finale in season 1. So it's another returning track. And then for the first time, we're gonna be racing in Melbourne, and then to end off the season, we're gonna be once again in the Netherlands in Zandvoort. So that's pretty much the track for this season. When it comes to the strategies, you may have seen maybe towards the end the number of laps did seem to be a little bit bigger than before, and that's because I must confess I did change the cars a little bit. Because at the start it felt like that the two-stopper was just working way too well, and so I changed the cars in order to try and combat that, but these cars are actually a little bit faster than what they were before. And so I can actually increase the number of laps, which is actually very interesting. Now it feels like we are doing some proper F1 distant races, but they are still around maybe 26, 27 minutes. It might depend a lot on the circuit. But yeah, it should be interesting. I think the strategy should be a lot more balanced, hopefully. And so yeah, that's it for this season preview. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I hope you guys are excited for this season. I definitely am. I think it's going to be different. It's going to be interesting to see the amount of tries that we have in different teams, and to see how can they do in their brand new teams, and how will this dynamic of the grid work. And so yeah, that's it now for this video. We will see you in the next time with the starts on the opening round here in Interlagos. So till the next time, goodbye.